Hey guys, Mustang here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so last night with the live stream we had the 3 headline characters revealed for part 1 of the anniversary. That's right, 3 headline characters. We know we're getting a Dokkan Fest Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito, we're getting a Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 4, and we're getting a Blue Evolution Vegeta as well. Now, all that was shown on the stream was the card arts. They talked a little bit about the summon format with the banners and all that kind of stuff, but we did not get any information about the cards themselves, outside of the fact that the Goku and Vegeta have a new mechanic that we don't yet know the details of called reversible exchange, and that they will fuse into Vegito. We know that Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4. Speculation, of course, that will have the new mechanic we saw in the files a while ago with the active skill in all 3 slots. And then we can assume that the Vegeta has a unit super with UI Goku, because the card is just Blue Evolution Vegeta, but UI Goku is in the card art, right? And that's normally the only time that ever really happens. So, with knowing no details about the cards whatsoever, one of the first things that we start to think about and start to speculate, of course, is going to be, what will the leader skills for these units be? Because we know that the Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito are the Dokkan Fest, and then the Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta are the Carnival LRs. So, of course, they are going to have very different formats for their leader skill. So I thought for this video, we'd just have a few quick ideas, quick bit of discussion about what we could potentially see for the leader skills, what I would like to see included in their leader skills, and then obviously you guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So, of course, for the Vegito, starting off with the Dokkan Fest, we're looking at the 2 previous LRs. We've got the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta from the year 3 that fuse into Vegito, and then obviously we have the STR base form Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Super Vegito from the worldwide in 2020. So by taking a look at the categories that these guys are on, that can give us a bit of an idea as to what sort of categories they would potentially lead, right? Because these guys lead Battle of Wits or Buu Saga. These guys were introduced as the Potara category leader. And they're on quite a few decent categories overall, right? They've got a fairly decent amount to select from. Something like Kamehameha is obviously up in the air, depending on the super attacks. But because one of the cards, like part of the card is Goku before they fuse, I'm assuming that he is probably going to do a Kamehameha, so the card will get to be on that category. So if we think about potential for what their leader skill can be, now bear in mind, being the Dokkan Fest, we know that they're going to have the mix of 170 lead categories and then the extra 30%. We don't know if with these anniversary headliners, they're going to follow the trend of like the Glorio and Master Roshi cards, where they give them a 200% category and then a 170 or 2, and then the plus 30s as well, which I think would be very interesting. And of course, we don't know if for the 10th anniversary they are going to go ahead and go above 200% as well. So we're not really here to discuss what the numbers will be. We're just here to really talk about what categories will be part of their leader skill. So obviously a big one straight off the bat is Majin Buu Saga. Now we just got the Carnival Gotenks, who is a full 200% lead. So if these guys have Majin Buu Saga in their leader skill, I imagine it's only going to be either one of their 170 leads or it's going to be part of the plus 30%, right? Because one of the things I very much would like to see as part of their leader skill would be fused fighters. So if they have fused fighters as part of their leader skill, let's say as one of the 170s, and then Buu Saga is the extra 30%, then it means they're going to have characters like this Gotenks on the team, right? And any future Vegetos and Gotenks that get buffs, obviously that's a limited set of characters, Majin Buu Saga fused fighters, but that's why it fits together nicely to be like one of the 170s plus the 30 is that combo. Now, if they're not going to do the straight up 200% to one and then balance out the others, definitely would like to see, when it comes to anniversary headline LRs now, we really want to see like 3 170 leads and then 2 plus 30s. And so something like Majin Buu Saga potentially won't cover a huge amount for something like Fused Fighters, but then depending on what the other parts of the leader skill are, then that covers a very solid amount of characters. And then if Buu Saga is one of their 170s, then obviously they have a lot of stuff here to choose from as well. But Fused Fighters definitely would be an interesting one. If we're not getting, because we don't know what any of the part 2 units will be. So of course one of the part 2 units could be a Carnival, let's say Gogeta, who leads Fused Fighters for full 200%. But for now, for part 1 with these guys, Fused Fighters as one as their 170 leads would definitely be very beneficial. Of course, that includes characters like Gotenks, but includes all these other top tier LRs like the Tech Gogeta that can work really nicely together on a team. Fused Fighters is probably one of my most wanted picks for their 170s if we are following the 170 plus 30 format. If it's only one of the plus 30s, that still works as long as their other categories are a bit more expansive. So we've got things like Final Trump Card, which obviously features a lot of the fusion characters as well. So you can have a good combo with Final Trump Card and Fused Fighters. Obviously with Final Trump Card, we have characters like the 8-year duo, the Dragon Fist Goku, STR Gogeta. Obviously some of these characters starting to get a little bit outdated, but of course Tech Gotenks is there again. He wants a Final Trump Card ally on the team. I've got the GT duo. They can still be kind of usable in certain events with like the Spirit Bomb revive shenanigans and stuff like that. Physical Gogeta from the 9th year obviously kind of becomes a dodge or die character nowadays, but can still be quite useful as well. But these smaller categories, these are the kind of things we want for these characters to have multiple 170 leads and then have like a big like plus 30 that's going to cover a lot of these characters like put together. So Final Trump Card definitely up there. Other ones that could be interesting and maybe not like the best, I mean we've had quite a lot of Super Saiyans leaders recently, but considering they both start out as Super Saiyan and then fuse into Super Vegito, then Super Saiyans could definitely be in the mix, especially if it is just then ends up being one of the plus 30%. Then that gives them quite a lot of options. There's quite a lot of LRs on here. So if we are getting like Buu Saga or Final Trump Card or Fused Fighters as the 170, then Super Saiyan as a plus 30 could be pretty good. I mean, we could take another 170 Super Saiyan's lead, but obviously last year we got the Vegeta, we got the Trio, we got the 200% lead for them at the end of 2023. So Super Saiyans would probably work nicely as a plus 30, maybe not as one of the 170s. And then of course Kamehameha, as we already said, right, they'll probably make their way onto this category largely because of Goku's super. Maybe Vegito, like his 12 key will be a Kamehameha of some kind. But yeah, this category obviously would be very good. We've gotten a couple of buffs recently. We got the 200% lead obviously with the worldwide with the family Kamehameha Gohan, so 200% to Kamehameha is taken for him, but we could easily get Kamehameha as one of the plus 30s, because then again, a combo with like, let's say Majin Buu Saga, Fused Fighters, and then like Final Trump Card, and then Kamehameha as one of the plus 30s, that's going to cover a lot of the big characters on those teams. So Kamehameha as one of the plus 30s is definitely going to be a solid pick. Obviously the Universe Tree Goku got a 170 for it as well at the end of last year. The Physical Goten and Trunks Easy Aid, and they lead Kamehameha as well. So I could see this one being a good pick for the plus 30%. So those are my thoughts about the categories for Goku and Vegeta / Super Vegito. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Now when we move on to the Carnival LRs, the discussion is a little bit easier because of course they are just going to have one leader skill at 200% unless we do get a percentage increase. So we only really have to look at one specific category in terms of what would be the best for them. So we'll talk about Blue Evolution Vegeta first. This is the 6-year one that we have in game with his EZA. He released in the 6th anniversary in 2021. So it's been a good few years now since we've gotten a standalone Blue Evolution Vegeta. So definitely looking forward to this one. I'm a big fan of the form, big fan of Vegeta. Very interesting that he's got the Goku unit super. Hopefully it's not just specifically UI Goku. One of the things I mentioned in the video last night where I broke down all the reveals is hopefully it would be something more like any Goku in like the Realm of Gods category or something. And then that leads us on to what would be my top pick for his 200% leader skill, and that would be Realm of Gods, right? Because it would cover all of the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegetas, it would cover all the UIs, Blue Evolution, you know, at any point in the future, somehow if any sort of like manga deal is made or the anime comes back, then obviously Ultra Ego, True UI, that kind of stuff would all be on the team as well. I mean, of course, you know, if that doesn't come out for a few years, this guy and his lead would potentially be outdated by then anyway. But we have a few of the latest Heroes units on Realm of Gods as well. So like Universe Tree Goku would be on his team for the full 200% lead. Aos with the support. Obviously, you've got like God Trunks and some of these other characters. Of course, God Trunks not the best outside of the Heroes team, but or Time Travelers, which of course Realm of Gods. But Realm of Gods, you got Jiren, all the Beerus and Whis cards if we get new versions of them. And then of course for the Extreme mix, we also have some of the Heroes characters, but we have all the Rose, like all the Goku Blacks, all the Zamasus. So 200% to Realm of Gods absolutely is like my top pick for this Blue Evolution Vegeta's Carnival leader skill. I think that would be really, really good. A couple of other options that he has that would be quite good and like actually quite realistic is something like Full Power. We've got a few Full Power leads. We got Broly for the last anniversary, and then UI Goku, I guess, was Super Saiyan 4 Goku was from Tanabata, but we haven't got a 200% Full Power. That could be quite interesting. Obviously, it is a bit more of a limited team build, but we've got like Beast on there, Family Kamehameha Gohan, the Blue Boys from the TOP that would share some decent links with him, and of course if his unit super is a Realm of Gods Goku, like character whose name includes Goku, that would fit them as well. So that could be quite interesting. Bit limiting. We've got to think about what his unit super could be, and if it is going to be like a Realm of Gods Goku, or especially if it's a UI Goku, then obviously his 200% lead isn't going to be Full Power because UI Goku isn't on that category, right? Which is why I think if I had to bet money, I would say Realm of Gods, because I feel like that's the most logical choice. We have things like Power Beyond Super Saiyan, which this is one of those categories where I feel like they would be hesitant to just drop a full 200% lead because it would just potentially straight up be one of the best teams in the game, because it's a really big category with a lot of really good characters on it. Obviously, if the 7-year LRs are getting their Easy A, like they're on here, both of them, then obviously we have like Gotenks, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who obviously the new one will be on there. We got Gogeta. Got obviously the other 7-year, the Super Saiyan 4s, Angel Vegeta that just got his Easy A, the Blue Boys again, and then of course when it comes to TURs, tons of really strong options. But of course the standout, as I just mentioned, is there is no UI Goku, because UI isn't considered Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So again, we don't really know. When we know the condition of his unit super, that would make it easier to guess, right? Because if it has to be a UI Goku or it has to be a Realm of Gods Goku, it kind of rules out a lot of these categories for his leader skill, because they're not going to give him a single 200% lead and then the character that activates his unit super isn't on that category, which is why I feel like Realm of Gods is really the big shoe-in. Vegeta Family was like a fringe one, but of course, again, this would have no Gokus on it at all, so very, very unlikely. Worst case scenario, really, just in terms of the limitedness of the category, is something like Tournament Participants, or even worse, Reps of Universe 7, because the Reps of Universe 7 team is still good, but obviously it's a very small category. Of course, the UI Gokus are on there, but it's very limited. Tournament Participants, of course, does have some more options. Like if we do get a future, like Gohan versus Cell, new Bojacks, you know, there's some options on here for some other characters, other Universe 6 characters and stuff like that. But again, like this would have a UI Goku on it and then have a bit more of an expansive selection of characters. But this, I'd be quite disappointed if it was Tournament Participants, right? So Realm of Gods definitely is the best choice for Vegeta for the 200% lead. Let me know what you guys think down below. And last but not least, of course, we have the GT Goku. So he starts off as Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT Golden 8. They showed us on the stream. So we can go by this guy's categories, as well as adding in some ones from this guy, because of course he is a Super Saiyan 4 Goku that transformed. And there's a few different options that we could see for this guy's leader skill. Now, one of the ones that I think straight away people would estimate and is a good standout is GT Heroes. If we get a 200% lead for GT Heroes, bearing in mind we should be getting the 7-year LR Easy A. Hopefully at some point we'll get the GT Super Saiyans like Dual Dokkan Fest, the Vegeta and Goku Easy A's as well. Hopefully sometime soon. Those are going to be some really big additions to the team. Sadly, of course, the temporary buffs run out for the 4-year Super Saiyan 4s, so won't be using them much anymore. The GT Duo, of course, again, can still be kind of usable. But GT Heroes in and of itself is not the best category. There's a lot of Easy A's that we can still get, that will really power up this category in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There's a lot of like the sub EZAs, like the old like STR Trunks, Physical Pan, of course the STR Super Saiyan 3 Great Ape Goku himself, although of course he's going to have the same name as the new LR and is banned from most events because he's got a nuking style lead. So GT Hero seems like an obvious one, but isn't probably the best just straight up 200% team. It'd be one of those scenarios where Goku would just end up being a much better unit on the other teams that he's on, because GT Heroes is not the craziest team. But of course part 2 could have a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for all we know, right? So could get a lot of GT Heroes buffs during the anniversary potentially. We got stuff like Giant 8 Power, but I think that's way too limited unless we are again going to get like a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in part 2. Obviously we can get all the Hero Super Saiyan 4s on there, but even they are starting to be outdated now. Like Limit Breaker Vegito was hanging in there for as long as possible, but I feel like this is too small of a category for his 200% lead. Now we mentioned it with Blue Evolution Vegeta, but Power Beyond Super Saiyan obviously again is an option because Goku is already a Super Saiyan 3 and then transforms into 4. As we mentioned, all the same points apply with the Vegeta, where this would be an absolutely crazy team considering all the characters that are on it. So would be awesome to get a Power Beyond Super Saiyan 200% lead, although I don't necessarily think it was something they would do this early. I mean, who knows, right? They gave us superheroes 200%, which we didn't expect for the anniversary last year. Transformation Boost obviously is another one that he would have because he's transforming from 3 to 4. This is another one that is a huge category, so would be quite good for team building. There's not really a lot of other Super Saiyan 4 or GT options though, so links like Saiyan Raw and stuff are going to kind of fall to the wayside, which would be a bit of a shame. But Transformation Boost full 200% team would obviously be very strong. One that I think could be quite likely is Miraculous Awakening, because we have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. Now the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku isn't on here, but he's also on Shadow Dragon Saga, so I'm not sure, as it's the first awakening into Super Saiyan 4, I would imagine he should be on the Miraculous Awakening category. And then this one has a lot of like other really strong LRs, right? UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta, which means we should assume the new Blue Evolution Vegeta would be on there as well. Beast Gohan, Broly. There's a lot of like decent characters on here. This Bardock, funnily enough, when he gets his awakening into an LR, would still be on the category. So there's some interesting characters on not Power Beyond Super Saiyan, on Miraculous Awakening. And then the other one, interestingly enough, I guess maybe it's just because he's full power, but the as you know, that's the Goku. This Goku is on Uncontrollable Power, I guess because he's a Golden Great Ape as part of the card. So Uncontrollable Power was a new category that came out last year with the Worldwide, but the Tech Broly was a 200% lead for movie bosses. And then obviously we have some other leads that have Uncontrollable Power as part of their leader skill. But a straight up 200% Uncontrollable Power lead would certainly be very interesting. It's a more limited category when it comes to the super types though. But that could certainly be an interesting option. So out of all of these, I think GT Heroes is probably the most likely, but maybe not the best choice. Power Beyond Super Saiyan would be absolutely insane. I think Miraculous Awakening would fit quite nicely just because of some of the other really strong characters that are on there. But there you go. Those are the speculations and at least the thoughts that I have for now on what we could see for the leader skills for the 3 anniversary headliner units. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What would your top picks for their leader skills be? Whether it's just categories or whether you want to go ahead and try and cook up the actual like 170 plus 30 combos. Let me know what you guys think and what you would like to see for the 10th anniversary part 1 units leader skills in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.